Have you ever been scrolling through social media only to discover that Google, one of the largest tech companies in the world, collapsed overnight? Now, the post looks professional and thousands to hundreds of thousands of people have shared it. However, none of this ever actually happened. This happens far too often where fake posts are made with AI either to get attention or in some cases get your money. Now, on screen, I'm going to have an image of myself and an image of myself that was generated with Sora AI. Let me know if you can tell the difference between the two. Now, after seeing the rise of AI-generated content over the years and the effects it can have on people, I have researched how these AI tools are used to mislead people, as well as how this misinformation can be prevented. The spread of misinformation using AI-generated content is a growing threat towards society, and to combat this, social media platforms and AI generation models need to implement a label or disclaimer on all content generated with AI to prevent people from being tricked online. Now, today first I'm going to go over some examples of scams and misinformation using AI-generated content. Then I'm going to propose a simple solution to how this misinformation can be prevented. This information is important as everyone uses social media in our modern world as a source of not only entertainment, but for news as well, and it is important that the news we receive is accurate and informative. First, we're going to go over misinformation and scams using generative AI. Now, there are 4 types of AI scams. There's voice cloning, deepfakes, phishing scams, and fake websites. Voice cloning is when AI is used to mimic the sound of someone's voice, often pretending to be them, and this scam is often used by scammers to pretend they are someone else and ask for money, or even to hold someone under ransom. Deepfake scams are when an image or a video is altered to look like someone else, or to change the appearance of someone to make it look like they're doing something they were never doing. This is often done using AI. Phishing scams are not typically AI and were around far before AI came out. However, AI has been used to make these scams more professional, as well as to make them much faster than they are now. A phishing scam is when a fake email is sent pretending to be someone else, often for the sake of stealing information. And the last type of scam is fake websites. Similar to phishing scams, these were around before AI, but now AI is used to make these much faster, as well as to make them nearly identical to real websites. These sites can be used either to sell fake products, try to get information from people, or to spread misinformation. Now, some examples of these scams. The first one is a deepfake scam where a Hong Kong corporation was scammed out of $25 million in 2024. So finance workers at this company were tricked into sending this money to scammers who used AI to pretend that they were executives at the company. These scammers used the deepfake technology to look and sound like executives over a video call. Another example is in 2019 when the CEO of a British energy company sent $238,000 to scammers. They used voice cloning to mimic the voice of an executive of the parent company, and using this voice they convinced the CEO to send them the money. A third example is a very serious example of voice cloning as well, where in 2024 a woman from Brooklyn received a call from what sounded like her in-laws in a very dangerous situation. It sounded as if they were asking her for help, and these scammers were pretending that they were holding her for a ransom. A fourth example is not a very serious one, it's just one that a lot of people fell for, and this was a fake image of the Pope wearing a puffer jacket. Now, this isn't a very serious one, but many people believed it was real until it was debunked. The fifth example I have is of a fake website called BNN News. BNN News was a website based in Hong Kong that was found to be using AI to generate most of its news articles, and a lot of the information on this site was not real and not verifiable. This site was eventually removed from Google, so you could not find it under Google search, and all of its accounts on Twitter or X were suspended. Now, a proposed solution to this problem is that social media platforms and AI generation models need to implement labels on all content generated with AI in order to protect people from being tricked online. Now, some social media platforms and AI generation tools have already started working towards this solution, such as Meta, TikTok, and OpenAI. So Meta has created an AI information label on all posts that are detected to be made with AI. This allows people to tell when content is fake or edited, and you can find these labels on both Facebook and Instagram. TikTok has also started labeling posts that have realistic AI content, so that users can distinguish these with a similar label. And OpenAI, probably the largest AI company out there right now, they are responsible for ChatGPT, DALL-E image generation, Sora video generation, and most of the AI that we have today. So whenever an image, video, or text is made with OpenAI, any of their tools, the metadata of the contents states that it was generated for AI, and for Sora especially, their new video generation that is all over the internet right now, there is a watermark created over the video as well that you can't remove. Now, even though these have been started work has been started towards a solution, there should be a requirement for this to be done, as these companies don't have to do this if they don't want to. Along with it being a requirement, there needs to be a clear unified label on all platforms to avoid any confusion and make it easy for people to tell when a post is fake or a scam. Another way that they should label this is through embedded disclaimers, such as how OpenAI has the metadata. All the platforms should have it as well, as a second form of defense against this misinformation. In conclusion, the spread of misinformation using AI-generated content is a growing threat towards society, and to combat this, social media platforms and AI generation models need to implement labels on content generated with AI to protect these people from being tricked. These labels should be embedded in the metadata as well as in a clear, unified format that is consistent across all platforms. Now, today we went over some examples of how AI has been used to spread misinformation, as well as to scam people out of money. Afterwards, we went over how platforms have started to combat this, as well as a proposed solution to solve this problem by including a label or disclaimer for all content. Now, as AI gets increasingly more sophisticated, it is our responsibility to understand the impact of its misuse, as well as to watch for both labels on the content we see and to verify all information before we share it. By doing this, we can all prevent the spread of misinformation. And finally, with all the things that AI can do, the most powerful tool we have to combat it is our own personal awareness. We all need to stay vigilant in order to prevent misinformation and protect the people on the internet.